Hey, it's me, Nick, with Everyday Solitude. I have driven south, and I am on the North Fork of the White River in Missouri. It is late March, the last week of March. Spring has just arrived, and I'm going to be fishing for smallmouth and trout. I'm going to do about a 40-mile float down the North Fork. This is my gear that I have. I'll be leaving tomorrow. I'm going to sleep in my truck tonight. But that is all my gear that I'll be taking. Should be an exciting trip. So a while back they had a massive flood that happened here. This was several years ago, and it kind of devastated the area as far as the water rising was concerned. They called it a historic flood. This is a little cabin that's here that the water came all the way up to, and you can see how damaged it got. They said it was once in a 50 to 100 year flood that happened on the North Fork, but this cabin got totally destroyed. You can see all the mud and stuff from the river that's in it. So they rebuilt the cabin. They rebuilt one up there for guests to stay in. Kind of crazy. This is an old Airstream International, really old. You can see it's from Avalon RV Center in Canoe, Fulton, Ohio. Why that's crazy is because that's my hometown. It's a small town, so this camper made it all the way here. It's kind of its final resting place. I don't know if it got destroyed by the flood. Looks like. Take a look inside of this thing here. But this needs some serious work. You can see inside of it. People pay a lot of money though for these to fix them up and stuff. Yeah, this thing's really old. There's the tub. This thing needs a lot of work. The old clock on it. You can see that flood had to come up quite a ways. The river's down there, and then it made it all the way up here. Hey, so I made it to Haynes Crossing. This is what this is called. This is where I'm starting out on the North Fork of the White River. So I want to be floating probably about 40 miles total on this trip. I'm starting at Haynes Crossing, and I'm going to go all the way to a place called The Landing, which is about 7 miles down from the Sunburst Ranch. Is where it's at. This is my gear, my canoe, all loaded, ready to go. The upper portion of the river, the first 20 miles, will be smallmouth country. So I'll probably be staying in smallmouth country for 2 days or so. And then I have about 15 miles of good trout water. That starts at a place called Rainbow Springs, is where the trout water starts. And then I got about another 5 miles then of kind of like hybrid country to where it's smallmouth and trout water. Completely remote. Haven't seen another person. Guy dropped me off, said I probably won't see another person until I get to the trout water. So I'll do some camping out on sandbars and things like that. I have a 2-person canoe, so I'm just going to sit. He said I could just probably get away with sitting in the back. As long as I load the front down, I should be good to go. So this section that I'm floating now is a little bit narrower than when you get down below where Rainbow Springs dumps in. It looks like. It's about 45 degrees, supposed to get a high of 50 some today, and then it starts warming up for the rest of the week. So I've paddled for a little bit. The river has like nice little runs and then it pulls off. I'm gonna try to fish right here in this spot for some smallmouth. So we'll see. We will see what happens. So there was no luck there at that hole. Water's pretty cold, but we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna throw some more streamers. The guy said that streamers should work pretty good, but we'll see. I'm starting to warm up a little bit, so the sun's out, so hopefully we'll get into some. So I fished another hole, nothing. Had to navigate through this kind of tight channel here. I'll show you. The fish down here are really deep. I gotta put more weight on. I'm gonna try nymphing here in a little bit. Set up 2 rods. We'll see how it goes. Oh, cool. Some old cars coming up. Must have been from the flood that happened a few years ago. Take a look at those. Crazy. Cabins up there. Hey, I fished this hole back here. I didn't get anything. I was gonna camp here on this little island thing, but I got to get more miles in. I thought it was further than what I should be. It's like 2 o'clock now. So according to GPS, I've only traveled 1.74 miles. So I got to get a lot more miles in. So I want to pump out some miles here. If I see anything cool, I will let you guys know. So, but this river is it's clear, it's cold, it's beautiful, and really, really remote. So I switched over to nymphs and things like that. I'm gonna get into fish here eventually. Eating cheese, taking a little lunch break right now. Cool little thing to bring with you when you camp is the bluebell cheese. Is always a good thing, and plus it's got a lot of calories in it. It fills you up pretty good. So. So my first fish is a chub or something like that, some type of, I don't know, folks on YouTube help me out what this fish is. But I switched to sink tip, like a leader that sinks a lot faster, not a sink tip line, just a leader that sinks faster with a woolly bugger, and I got this guy. So at least today, at least I can say I caught a fish. I'm going to let this guy go. And it's getting colder, so I'm gonna keep pushing down the river, see what goes on. But I did not get skunked today, and that's always a good thing. So the river slowed down quite a bit. It's 4 o'clock. I know I wanted to find a camp a little bit earlier, but I passed one up back there a ways on a sand area. But I'm just gonna keep pushing through. And see if I can't find a good place to camp. I like to be at camp, have a camp by 5 o'clock, so I'm going to give it like another, about another hour. So, pretty cool, pretty remote. It's awesome. So, made it, it's 5:18. I'm just going to stay on this gravel bar. There's some sand. It's kind of up in there. but I'm going to set up camp, and I will show you my camp once I get it set up. Think about this river, it's really remote here. I saw a few cabins, things like that, some farmland and stuff like that, but as far as people are concerned, I have not seen another person, which is really good. Only got one fish, that chub thing, that was it, but starting to figure some things out. So the water's kind of changing a little bit. It's not like that real quick water that it was at the beginning. It's kind of like quick, and then it like slows off for a long period of time, and there's like another little quick area. But hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get into some fish. But the remoteness of this is really what I was looking for, and this is definitely remote, and in the solitude that I was looking for. I have no cell service. My phone said no service ever since I've started floating. So tried to text my wife, but no luck. So I'll show you camp once I get it all set up, and start getting something to eat. I'm gonna eat one of those mountain, I think there's like mountain men meals or whatever they are. So I'll see you in a little bit. So I got camp set up. It took like 30 minutes to get it all set up. You can see there's my tent. I'll show you it. A chair for dinner tonight. It is beef stew. Here's my filtration, my water filter. Pretty good. It's a Cat 9. Just easy squeeze. The filter's in there. Real simple. You just squeeze it. Really nice. Tents, Mountain Hardware tent. You can see it's cool. And then the inside. Here's the inside, you can see. So I'll be sleeping tonight. This is the Halo 2 tent. Does a really good job. But I'm not going to start a fire or anything. I'm pretty tired. Got a lot of rowing in. I got a lot more to do tomorrow. It's supposed to be cold tonight. So if anything happens, I will let you guys know. But I'm going to just get something to eat, and then I'm going to call it a day. Pretty cool camp spot though. And it's really quiet too, which is nice. Good morning. It is day 2. It got really cold last night, like down into the 30s. So a little bit of fog out there. Should get up to 50 degrees. The weather radio said. This is the radio I use. It's just a weather radio, emergency radio that I have. It's got solar power on it, so it charges itself relatively well. The goal for today is to pump out some miles on the river. Trying to make my way down to the trout water. I don't know how the fishing is going to be today with the massive change in temperature. But tomorrow is supposed to be really nice. It's supposed to get up into the 70s. So this is the cold night. I knew about this night, so just got to get motivated to get out there and unpack the tent is what I have to do. I mean, to not unpack, but to pack up the tent and all my gear and start heading down the river. I'm just gonna have a simple breakfast today, probably oatmeal. So stay tuned. So I'm all packed up. It took about 30-40 minutes to get all packed up, ready to go. Boat's ready to go. Supposed to be 50s right now. It's like 45 or something like that. But the sun's out, so that's a good thing. You can see my boat's all packed down. One thing I do is I just attach ropes and I just carabiner everything in case if my boat does tip over or something like that. There should be some faster water. I don't know if we'll see any really fast water today. It's just that I don't know the water that well. So it's better to be safe than sorry. But this is a great camp spot last night. So, cool place. I'm going to try to get a lot of paddling in, and then once the water warms up a little bit, because it was cold last night, I'll get some fishing in, see how that goes. So this is major bridge. This is Twin Bridges. So there'll be like another low water bridge coming up, and then I'll be in Hammond, and then Rainbow Springs is after that. So tried to run up, see if I get cell service here, but there's no cell service. Just wanted to text my wife, let her know I'm okay. But they don't have any cell service, and then they have like a little shop. I asked them if they had Wi-Fi I could log on to. They had no Wi-Fi, so no cell service in this area. So pretty crazy. That's a low water bridge. Working my way towards Hammond. Stopped and fished for a little bit. No luck. I'm just gonna keep pushing on. It's about noon now. So trying to make it to the next bridge, which is called Hammond. So I'm almost to Hammond Bridge now. I'm gonna keep going. There's an interesting set of rapids coming up. We'll see how this goes. That's pretty cool. You can see up ahead there's Hammond Bridge, and then next will be that the springs. So, and that's where the trout water starts. Tried to get some more smallmouth, nothing. Starting to see minnows and stuff, but this might not be that time of year. So this is kind of cool. This is a natural spring coming out. So found a place. It's like almost 5 o'clock. I'm just gonna camp here tonight. Be a good place. A little bit of gravelly, but kind of fine gravel. So I got my sleeping pad, so it shouldn't be too bad. You can see the flood did all. It's all the way up there. A pretty cool place to camp, I think. I don't think it gets any better. So. I'm getting closer to that spring where the trout fishing starts, so tomorrow I'll be able to get some trout fishing in. So I'll set up camp, and then I'll see you guys in a little bit once I get my camp set up. Hey, it is Tuesday night, second night here on the river, and I got my camp all set up. I'm letting my tent dry out, so that's a pretty cool place to camp though. So my tent is drying out. Tent's working out really good, so I like it a lot. This is the Hilo 2 from Mountain Hardware. I got it from REI. So REI and those clearance days that they have and things like that. Really good tent. Tonight for dinner I'm gonna have sweet and sour pork from Mountain House. Should be exciting. And then one of the cool boxes that I bought. These little floating boxes are cool for your electronics and gear and things like that. My camera gear and all that goes in there, so it doesn't get wet and it floats. So if it were to fall out of the boat or something like that, it will float, even though I do have it attached to a rope. So looks like it's going to be a pretty cool evening. So it's supposed to be really nice tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Get into some of that trout water. So if anything cool happens, I'll let you know. So. Oh, this is that Canoe. These are just their squeeze bottle ones with the filters in, so it works pretty good. So I've been using this for water, no problems at all with it. So that's the Canoe I was telling you about. So water comes out really good for it. So I'm going to show you a quick way to start a fire. All it is, I took some cotton balls, dipped them in Vaseline, and then you just kind of run your fire stick. This is just to light my fire knife. It's got the 3/4 tang, and then it's got the fire rod on the back. The cool thing about the cotton balls is they'll burn a lot longer. In the Vaseline, a lot of wood around here. Oops. That is a poor man's fire starter. Be a nice night for a fire. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Basically, you just take a little bag with your cotton balls in it, and works out really, really good. So I know, like, sometimes they sell like those fire starters for pretty expensive. This is really, 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 really cheap and things that you have at home to use.